Welcome back to our Rev Tony Says Deep Dive. We are so excited to bring you this exploration of Lesson 3 from the Workbook for A Course in Miracles. We're drawing on Rev Tony's incredible 4+ decades of daily study, and we're tackling every single lesson, one deep dive at a time.
You know, this whole series is really built around a powerful realization from Reverend Tony that transformation isn't just some mystical idea, it's actually a science. It's a kind of physics of consciousness. This is at the very heart of his doctoral work, and this series is part of that journey. So let's get into our experiment with Lesson 3.
So, Lesson 3 hits us with this deeply challenging idea. I do not understand anything I see. I mean, it goes against everything we think we know, right? But what if the very act of understanding, all those labels and past experiences you layer onto the world, is the very thing acting like a veil, stopping you from seeing what's really there?
To really dive into this, let's use this as our mantra for today. Let this be the key that starts to unlock a new way of seeing. Just say it quietly to yourself. I let go of what I think I know to make room for what is true.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we put this pretty radical idea into practice? Well, the course is very specific, and thankfully, the instructions are really simple. Let's take a look at the how-to for this powerful exercise.
So the process is very methodical. You just look around the room, casually, no big effort. Let your eyes just land on whatever they land on. A lamp, a chair, your hand, the window. And for each thing, you just state, calmly, without any force, I do not understand this lamp. I do not understand this hand. Go on, try it right now with something you can see. Now, this part is absolutely crucial. The Course is so clear on this, make no distinctions. Don't sit there and decide, oh, this photo is more important than that pen. For this exercise, anything and everything you see is a perfect subject. The whole idea is to get past that hierarchy our ego loves to create and just see everything on a level playing field. So you might be thinking, what is the point of all this? It feels kind of strange to say, I don't understand a chair I sit in every day. But there's a really profound purpose here. We're trying to build a totally new kind of understanding, one that's based on true perception.
The whole point of the exercise is to clear your mind of all your past associations. See, when you look at that chair, you're not really just seeing a chair. You're seeing the chair I got on sale, or the chair my grandmother gave me. You're seeing the past projected onto it. This exercise is literally designed to wipe that mental slate clean.
Rev Tony has this brilliant analogy for this. He says to think of your mind like a radio receiver. All of those past associations, all those judgments and memories, they're like static, just noise, and they're blocking the clear signal of truth, of reality as it is right now. So this lesson, it's just an exercise in tuning the dial and clearing away the static so you can finally hear the music.
And this is where it gets really deep, you know? This simple little practice connects directly to the core metaphysics of A Course in Miracles. We're not just doing a mental exercise anymore. We're tapping into the very nature of reality itself, learning to see beyond the illusion our past has built.
The Course makes this fundamental distinction. What we see with our eyes is really a projection. It's a world built from our past, it's colored by our judgments, and it's all about separation. But reality, with a capital R, is timeless, it's always right now, it's neutral, it's true, and it is completely unified. This lesson is our very first step in learning how to see that reality.
Okay, this might sound a little intense, but the Course really doesn't pull any punches. It's telling us that the world we've projected from our ego mind is, well, a fearful place. But the most important part of that quote is the end. Now look upon it and do not be afraid. By saying, I do not understand, we stop trying to defend our version of things, and we can finally look past it without fear.
Now, what if this whole metaphysical idea wasn't just philosophy? Rev Tony says it's actually physics. This is where we see an ancient spiritual practice lining up with modern science, moving this whole concept of transformation out of the woo-woo category and into the realm of real, repeatable science.
I mean, just look at Dr. Robert Lanza's theory of biocentrism. He suggests that consciousness isn't just some random thing that happened in the universe, it's the other way around. The universe itself happens in consciousness. Now, this is a scientific framework for the Course's idea that our world is a projection of the mind. If consciousness creates reality, then changing our consciousness literally changes our reality.
And then physicist Dr. Sean Higgins takes it even further. He describes the human body as this incredibly sophisticated communication device, basically a receiver for frequencies. And our past judgments, our old emotions, well, that's the radio static we were just talking about. So an exercise like Lesson 3, as Rev Tony says, is a form of calibration. We are clearing the mental static to literally recalibrate our physical instrument so it can pick up a clearer, higher frequency, the frequency of truth.
And this isn't some new idea we're just tacking onto an old text. In the book Jesus, My Autobiography, as channeled by Tina Louise Spalding, Jesus is quoted as saying he's been a dedicated student of the science of mind. That frames the entire course, not as a religion, but as a scientific curriculum for studying and mastering the primary creative force in the universe, which is consciousness itself.
So let's bring this all together. This simple 1-minute exercise isn't just about staring at a lamp. It is, as Rev Tony teaches, your first real step in a scientific process. It's an experiment in recalibrating your consciousness to see past the static of your own history and perceive the reality that's been waiting for you this whole time.
And so, we come right back to where we began. This is it. This is the takeaway. This is the practice. Anytime you find yourself feeling certain, or judgmental, or locked into a story about how things are, just gently, quietly remind yourself, I let go of what I think I know to make room for what is true.
Your journey is really just beginning, and we truly hope you'll continue it with us when we dive into Lesson 4 in our next Rev Tony Says Deep Dive. And remember to keep clearing that signal. Keep your radio dials tuned to thecourse.ai.
And hey, if you want to go even deeper right now, please come and join our dynamic community. Over at thecourse.ai, you'll find AI-enhanced resources, webinars, and live gatherings with Rev Tony. It is an absolutely incredible place to be for anyone who's serious about the scientific exploration of consciousness.
We'll leave you with this beautiful final thought from Rev Tony. There will always be more deep dives because the truth is one, but the ways to express the one are infinite. You should know, you are one of the specifically unique expressions. Thank you so much for joining us.